Okay, hello Cloud Gurus, and welcome to the Certified Solutions Architect Associate course for 2019. My name's Ryan Cronenberg. I'm going to be your instructor, and in this lecture we're going to talk about why you should learn AWS and why you should get certified with AWS. Now, if you already know that you want to learn AWS and you want to get certified, you can go ahead and skip this lecture. It's really an intro, but we will also discuss the different certifications that are available and the different levels of difficulty for each certification. So before we begin, I'll just tell you a little bit about me. Believe it or not, I'm an ex-immigration lawyer and I had no background in tech. I only got into tech after the global financial crisis, or as we call it in the UK, the credit crunch. And basically, I was a highly skilled immigration lawyer. I was helping people get visas to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and into the United Kingdom. And then the GFC, or global financial crisis, hit, and suddenly all the work dried up, basically because people couldn't sell their houses, because there were no mortgages. People were no longer wanting to get visas to move countries. And so I was very highly qualified in an industry that had almost no demand. So I decided to retrain and get into tech. I was always interested in tech. So I went to night school. And I got my Microsoft and Cisco certifications, so my MCSE and my CCNA. And off the back of that, I landed a job at Rackspace in 2010. And working at Rackspace in 2010 was amazing because Rackspace was at war with Amazon. There was a huge war to dominate the public cloud. Amazon went on and won that war, but it was really, really fascinating to be in that space at that time. So while I was at Rackspace, I was quickly promoted to become a solutions architect. I stayed with Rackspace for another 12 months, and then I started moving around in the managed service provider space. And eventually I tried to get a job at AWS. So this was in late 2014, and I was trying to get as many AWS certs as I possibly could in order to get that job. But I found that there was just no good online training available, or at least I didn't think there was any good training available at that time. And I thought to myself, if I don't get this job at Amazon, I'm going to go on and create some courses. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't get the job. Turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. And so I founded A Cloud Guru. And we've taught AWS to 750,000 people and counting. And the way we do our courses is the best way to learn AWS is to get your hands dirty. So we're not going to do death by PowerPoint. We're only going to use PowerPoint where we have to cover the theory. But most of what you're going to learn is going to be going into the AWS console and building things yourself. And the reason I tell you my story is I want you to understand, if you don't have a background in tech, if you've never even logged into the AWS console before, don't worry. I've been there. I've done it. I know exactly how you feel. And by doing this course, not only will you learn how to use Amazon Web Services, but you also know everything that you need in order to pass your AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate exam for 2019. So why should you get AWS certified? Well, it's extremely valuable. The certifications are required in order for AWS partners, such as consulting partners, to maintain certain levels of partner status. So, for example, a standard partner must have an employee with at least 2 associate certificates. A premier partner needs an employee with at least 20 associate certificates amongst its employees, as well as 8 professional certificates. So Amazon themselves drive value through the certification program by requiring their partners to have AWS certifications. So what AWS certs can you do? Well, let's start with the easiest one, which is the practitioner tier. So this is called Certified Cloud Practitioner. Now, by doing this course, you'll actually be able to pass the Certified Solutions Architect Associate exam, as well as the Certified Cloud Practitioner. So don't worry if you want to go ahead and start on the Cloud Practitioner. We do have another course on A Cloud Guru for that. It is quite a bit shorter, but we're going to cover everything that you need to know in order to pass your Certified Solutions Architect Associate exam. There's also the Certified Developer Associate and Certified SysOps Administrator Associate. Certified Developer Associate, of course, is aimed at developers, and SysOps Administrator Associate is aimed at system administrators, so Windows system admins or Linux system admins. Then we have the professional tier. So we've got the Certified Solutions Architect Professional and the Certified DevOps Professional. It used to be that you had to get an associate in order to go on to do a professional. So for example, if you wanted to do Certified Solutions Architect Architect Professional, you needed to have the Certified Solutions Architect Associate certificate first. Amazon have recently just changed that, so as of November 2018, that's no longer the case. You can go ahead and just sit the professional exams. I wouldn't do that if I was you. I would practice on the Certified Solutions Architect Associate and then Certified SysOps Administrator Associate before attempting the professional exams. You could know everything there is to know about AWS in the entire world and still fail those two exams. The reason is you have on average 2 minutes and 7 seconds to read each exam question and to come up with the right answer. So if you've got really bad time management, you will just run out of time. So they are really, really challenging exams. I would practice on the Certified Solutions Architect Associate first and Certified SysOps Administrator Associate. We then have the specialty tiers. So we've got advanced networking, big data, security, and the newest one, which is machine learning. So depending on your background, you may or may not want to do one of the specialties. Security is one of the ones that I teach. It is really, really fascinating and interesting, and it's lots of fun. I would recommend going on and getting security specialty, because who doesn't want to be secure in the cloud? Machine learning is really, really tough. I actually thought that exam was written in a different language because I don't come from a machine learning background, but that is the newest one that is available. So in terms of the difficulty levels between the exams, I'm going to start from the easiest to the hardest. Now, this is just based on my own personal opinion. I have run this by other students as well. I think the majority agree with me, but it really depends on your background. So Certified Cloud Practitioner is definitely the easiest, followed by Certified Solutions Architect Associate, followed by SysOps Administrator Associate, followed by Developer Associate. We then have Security Specialty. We then have Big Data Specialty. We then have Advanced Networking Specialty. Machine Learning Specialty follows that. And then we have the two hardest, which is DevOps Pro, followed by Solutions Architect Professional. So that gives you an idea as to the easiest to the hardest, and that's just based on my own personal opinions. So AWS release new features and services every year. In 2011, we had 82. 2012, we had 159 different services. In 2013, we had 280. 2014 had 516, and it's just exponential. 2015, we had 735. 2016, we had over 1,000. In 2017, we had 1,400, and God knows how many there are for 2018. It hasn't actually been published just yet. But that gives you an idea as the rate at which AWS innovate. And this is a great graph. I'll put a link in the resources section below to this article. It's a Business Insider article, and they got this graph from Goldman Sachs. And this is a percentage of spend in terms of the total market. So in terms of total IT budgets, how much is spent on cloud. So in 2015, we're at 4.3%, when we went up to 6.1% in 2016. 2017, 7.7%, and 2018 at 9.5%. Now, Goldman Sachs are predicting that an organization is going to spend 11.3% of their budget in 2019 on cloud, and it's going to keep going up. So you can see that cloud has a long, long, long way to go. We are talking decades worth of growth. So this is a fantastic industry to get into, and it's a fantastic place to get certified. Amazon themselves are dominating the cloud. It used to be back in 2016 that other cloud providers were made up more than 52% of the market. The other cloud providers are all dropping off, and it's really the big three that are competing. So Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, and Amazon are the clear market leaders. So getting certified in AWS is a great career move. The certifications are really, really valuable. Like I said, cloud has decades worth of growth to come, and it will give you a really, it's a really secure job and industry to work in, as well as being really highly paid. So this is a photo I took. Here's Andy Jassy. He's the CEO of AWS. And this is Amazon's own figures in terms of who dominates the cloud. And so Amazon think that they own around 51% of market share, Microsoft at 13.3%, and Google at 3.3%. So seriously, anyone can learn AWS. Take it from me. Like I said, never came from a tech background. I used to be a lawyer, and I went and taught myself tech by going to night school. I really enjoy tech. I really enjoy teaching, and anyone can learn it. We have students who are 15 years old all the way up to people who are 65 and on the verge of retiring, and they want to learn cloud and cloud computing. So this course, we're going to make it really, really easy and fun to learn AWS, and by the end of it, you'll be able to sit your AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate exam and hopefully pass on the first attempt. So hopefully that's explained why you should learn AWS. It's the fastest growing public cloud on the planet. It's got hyper growth and it's a very safe industry to be in. The pay is fantastic. It's loads of fun. It's not as complicated as you might think. It's just like learning another language, which when you understand what S3 is and EC2 and CloudFormation and all these other nouns are, it's really, really easy to talk about AWS and public cloud, and it's really easy to understand what other people are talking about as well. So everything you need to know to pass your exam will be in this course. You don't need any prior experience whatsoever, and you're going to have an awful lot of fun. So congratulations, you made it through the very first lecture. In the rest of this section of the course, we're just going to look at what you need in order to do this course, and then we're going to have a look at the exam blueprint. Then we're then going to move on to section 2. In section 2, we're just going to talk briefly about the history of AWS, and then we're going to talk about all the different high-level services, and then we'll move on to section 3, and we'll start getting our hands dirty with AWS. We'll log into the console and go into identity access management and start setting up users. So if you've got the time, please join me in the next lecture. Thank you.